Match betting can be a good way for beginners to sort of get into the whole betting. Essentially what you're doing there is that you are placing arbitrage bets, but instead of placing 2 regular bets on each side, you're kind of using either a sign-up bonus on one side with what we call the bonus bookmaker, and combining that with placing a cover bet at the cover bookmaker on the other side. The other alternative is you get a free bet at the bonus bookmaker, and you also like place a cover bet to complete it.
I see. Yeah, so like what you say is basically for people who wants to like not risk much, or maybe don't have that much to start with, and they can build up a bankroll pretty fast. So the pros of that is like it's free money, it's guaranteed profits, and the cons of that is potentially losing your accounts, trying to win very little. Yeah, and also you might not have an edge whenever you place those bets because you just go for whatever trades you can. So instead of doing it that way, it might be better to, for example, just doing value betting with the free bets because you're not risking anything. What I would do is I would try to combine like 3, 4, or 5 edges and create an accumulator, even though most people say accumulators are stupid, and it's not smart to do them. If you have a free bet, it's actually an exception. You want to put in like multiple edges because the more edges you have, the higher edge is going to be on an accumulator. But the majority of people that bet accumulators, they don't have an edge, which is why they're losing money at it.
Yeah, because then it just gets increasingly multiplied worse.
Exactly. So instead of the bookmaker increasing their margins, you're going to increase your margins when you have more bets in it.
The downside, of course, is that you are getting more variance since the odds is increasing.
But as it's also a free bet, you're not risking anything. So you want to try to, it's kind of like getting 5 free bets in one go instead of 1 free bet. But you're going to have to like multiply your stake though. So
that is an alternative for you guys if you want to take a bit more risk with the free bets you're getting.
And if you're getting nervous, you can always hit that cash out button, even though you're going to be losing money long term doing that as well.
Good point. Good point. So to give you an example of how it works to place a match bet, let's say you get 100 euros at the bonus bookmaker. You deposit in 100 euros to get that bonus. So then you have 200 euros at the bonus bookmaker on this side. And then you deposit in 200 euros to Sport Market as an example on the other side, because there you have access to multiple bookmakers with just one account, which enables you to have very good odds to choose from in order to create the match bet. And the fastest way of doing it, if it's just like a standard bonus, would sort of be to place the 200 bet at Nadal to win against Federer at 2 odds on the soft bookmaker side, and then place a cover bet at 200 euros at 2 odds on Federer to win on the Sport Market cover bookmaker side. So if then Federer ends up winning, then you will essentially have lost the money you have at the bonus bookmaker and won them over to the cover bookmaker side. Now, since this is just one bet, I think it's pretty good to do. And that's one of the cases that I really see for doing a match betting. Because then it's just like one bet and you don't need to lose out on EV over like many bets later on. So
yeah, I mean, it's like what you said, it's basically free money. It's you're risking 100 and potentially winning, making those 100 into 300. But you need to come across those bonuses, and it's like you said, you can only do it for a short period of time with a certain amount of bookmakers. But again, if you're starting with 100 or 200, then sure, it's a good way to just earn like a starting point and starting bankroll.
Yeah. And also a good thing there is if you do end up losing that bet at the bonus bookmaker, then you will have lost the sum. So that should at least help with sort of marking you as a losing player. Even though one bet might not be enough, it is still better to be losing a bit of money there in the beginning rather than winning. So if you're able to sort of just use that method and have enough capital to go in to make it work, because if you only have like 10 euros, then you need to place a lot more bets in order to get there. So if you have the sufficient capital to make it work, then you can sort of get started without really increasing the risk of getting limited through like match betting / arbitrage.
how much would you say is the minimum you should start with?
The absolute minimum, if you're using Sport Market, I think you need to deposit 250 euros. But as I experienced myself when I was doing match betting this week and filming my progress, was that in the beginning I won a lot of bets at the bonus bookmaker side. So I ended up with a lot of money there, and then I had to deposit more money into Sport Market in order to keep covering those bets, because otherwise I just used up the money I had in Sport Market a lot very fast, and then I had to wait until the game's finished before I could start turning over my bankroll again.
Which is basically what you're doing, is trying to find value bets to soft books, and then hedge them off in the other places.
If you do end up like winning at the bonus bookmaker side, then you have more money to value bet with that. So you can sort of mix the approaches together too. That's another possibility. If you don't have like enough capital, like deposit more. So even if it goes a bit wrong, you can sort of turn it into a good situation. And another thing that I experienced is that it varies from bookmaker to bookmaker how easy it is to find the match bets. So my goal was to try and make as much money as possible from the bonuses in as short time as possible. So it wasn't necessarily to sort of max out every single euro I could get and only take positive match bets in order to lock in a profit on each one of them. So I took a couple of negative match bets, losing like 2 to 3 euros per match bet. And if you need to do a lot of those to turn over the bonus, then that's really going to eat into your profits, while you could just be doing value betting instead. So essentially it comes down to, there are different toolkits you can use in order to improve your betting, and 3 methods that all work are match betting, arbitrage betting, and value betting. Overall, like, we all agree that value betting is the way to go, but it depends a bit on your situation and how much capital you're going to use, and what's your risk preference, and sort of like what is it that you are trying to achieve with doing it. So it's up to you in the end, and you need to decide for yourself what's the best method. Now, we have the value betting product in Trademate Sports, so you can check that out to find great value bets. You can also try OddsZero, which is a match betting service, and there you can find match bets. So make sure to check those out.